Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble, 365 Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I greatly appreciate you being here. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I trust you will love this vibe, and everything you need to know about me is in the description below. This will be past, present, or future, you or someone around you. So take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. This is a general read. This is not a personal read. If you like a personal read, check out the description below, and I'll be happy to assist you with doing so. Remember that tarot is a tool, it is not the final rule. And it's a good idea to keep an empty cup when you are on Lady Noble's channel and you really want to see what's up. This could be past, present, future, you, or someone around you. So just take what resonates and leave the rest for someone else. All are welcome on this channel and all contributions are highly appreciated. Okay? Be sure to tell a family, friend, or foe, or you know, to come on over and subscribe to the channel so they can be privy to these spiritual notifications. There is enough space in this place for everyone to be notified. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your kindness, your likes, your shares, your subscribes. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for your support. Okay. All right. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. The first card that we have here, collective, is the Ten of Swords. And it says traumatic events playing victim. Okay. Emancipation. So there could be some kind of traumatic event that could have taken place in your life or someone around you. If this is not your energy, this could be someone around you, someone that you know, a friend, a family member, a co-worker, someone whom you are could be in observance of. Okay, this person could be experiencing this energy of this Ten of Swords energy. This person could also be someone who has or who is confiding in you regarding this situation or these circumstances. This could be someone who feels cheated, left out in the cold, someone who could also be very afraid for their safety. This could be someone in a domestic relationship where there's a lot of cruelty, a lot of violence, a lot of heated exchanges. I'm also picking up this could be a co-worker who confides in you for many of years now. And you could be concerned for this person's safety or their well-being, but you know that this person is not going to leave this relationship at this time. You could have offered this person a place to stay. You could have also offered this person help, like trying to refer them to maybe a shelter or some kind of program for domestic violence victims. Um, yeah, you could have referred them to some kind of program or treatment for DV victims. Okay, you could, have also really possibly drain yourself, or you were once at a point where you were trying to, or possibly considering, maybe breaking communication with this person because of what they are, the information they're bringing to you and what they're choosing to confide in you about is very stressful and overwhelming for you. And whether this is a friend or a family member, it's not a good feeling to watch someone be involved in a relationship, with the DV situation. And you may have found it to be very overwhelming and stressful to repeatedly listen to them complain or express how much in fear they are for their safety, for their well being. And after offering to help this person and they constantly decline, you could have been at a point, or you're probably at this point right now, where you're feeling like you just want to back away from communication because you don't want to watch them be mistreated and you just don't want to be a part. It's very stressful and overwhelming, especially when you care about someone. Okay, this could be a best friend. I'm picking up someone that you work with or someone that you can hang out with. They could be involved with a spouse that's just very aggressive, and very violent, and likes to get physical when they become upset. They become unhinged from time to time, and it gets to a point where they're out of control. They're unable to control themselves. It's as if they've had a blackout from what you've been told. When this person comes to after they have had a situation or an altercation with this friend, they may have expressed to you as if their spouse or this person acts as if nothing has never happened, as if this person was having blackouts or some kind of medical condition that causes them to forget or not be aware of the actions that they are taking. They may have used this as an excuse to stay in this relationship, feeling sorry and empathetic for this person who is continuously, disregarding them and how they feel. Okay. This person could also be someone who shows up, with possibly, bruises or black eyes. And as you see, this person has a bandage here by their eye here. So this could be someone who has showed up possibly to work or to your home, maybe, with different bruises and abrasions. And so this whole situation is starting to overwhelm you and stress you. You don't like hearing about it. You don't like really being involved. You care for your friend, but you feel like, look, this is your life. You're expressing that you're in pain. I'm offering you resources, and you are refusing to leave. And you also understand psychologically that sometimes, the person tends to run back to the abuser or the one mistreating them due to Stockholm syndrome and many other psychological effects, of the mind. They become brainwashed. They become programmed and conditioned to being in this kind of environment or relationship where they become accustomed, feeling as if they are at fault or they deserve it. And so I feel the energy of you wanting to just break away. You're you're like, look, I just don't care to be around this or be part of this. Okay. You're trying to maintain your balance. You're wishing and hoping for the best, but in reality, collective, what can you do if someone is sharing with you that they're being mistreated and you're offering a resolution and they decline? Well, you will get tired of hearing about it. Okay. We have the Eight of Coins here. Okay, it says apprenticeship, dedication, and achieving goals. And so you may feel that this friend, confiding in you and constantly calling on you whenever they are attacked by this spouse that usually, that this could be intercepting, your dedication to your own personal life, your happiness. And I imagine that it could be, for someone to dump their problems onto you, what they're experiencing, especially something like DV from a spouse. Uh, that could be very stressful. You could become burned out with just hearing about the situation repetitively and how this person does not want to stand up for themselves. This person does not want to use their ambition and the love, whatever love they have for themselves, to simply leave this connection. And you have presented the opportunity. And so you understand that this is beyond you. So I do see you possibly, collective, cutting ties with this person, but not in a way of anger. It's because you care about them so much, whether they are a male or a female. You care about them as if this was your sister. This could be a male. Men go through things too, male or female. But I see you honestly stopping communication. And this person may ask you, when they see you at work, or they may reach out to you to ask you. You may and be honest with them. Just let them know, I can't stand by and watch you be mistreated. It's stressful and overwhelming to keep hearing your stories. It's stressful and overwhelming to keep seeing you, battered and bruised up, and you don't want to be a part of that. You do not want to observe that. Okay. You take no pleasure in observing such behavior. There are some people, sad to say, who applauds, this DV energy in between spouses. There are people who applaud it, but you're not one of those people. And you feel like it's intercepting your growth and your dedication to your happiness and achieving your goals. And Spirit is saying it very much could be, and to cut this person off and pull away from them. If they choose to leave the spouse, then and they look you up later on down the line, cool. But for right now, it would be a good idea to pull away from the situation. No one wants to. Oh, how can I say this? Okay, this is coming up, collective. You know how you're friends with someone and everyone knows that that's your best friend. And if they're looking for you, they know if you're not anywhere else, you may be with your best friend. So they're going to do what? Reach out to your best friend. So in a situation like this, Spirit is saying that it is best that you cut ties with this person. So the idea that you are the BFF or you are the go-to person, so that you can move yourself out of the equation. I'm seeing someone be attacked. Hmm. I'm seeing someone be attacked and their spouse running after them. And someone running to their friend's house or someone they know running to their house for safety because they're afraid, but their spouse running to this friend's house and attacking their mate and also the friend. So Spirit is saying it's a good idea to detach and stay out of the way of any situation where a person is experiencing this and they're refusing to get help. If you know someone who is experiencing this and they're refusing to get help, meaning leave the situation, especially if you're offering help, it's best to get out of the way. You don't want to be caught up in the crossfire. You don't want to be in harm's way because, someone that were tolerating this kind of relationship and they ran to your home, maybe in the heat of a moment, being afraid and scared, and their spouse followed them and came to your home, and then you're caught in the way and something could possibly happen. I'm trying to be easy with how I deliver this message here. The Spirit is telling me to share that. And that's why they want you to pull away, because you don't want to get caught up. If this person is allowing someone to constantly put them and keep them in the Ten of Swords, and treat them like a punching bag, you don't want to be a part of that. Okay? The next card we have here is the Five of Cups. It says focus on loss, okay, and trauma. And so there's no need for you to endure trauma that someone else is agreeing to accept. This is their life. This is their story. It is not pleasurable, as I keep saying, to watch someone you care about, to watch anyone be mistreated. It's not a positive thing. It's not a kiki. Some may think it's funny or find humor in it, but I don't. And I'm pretty sure there are many others who don't. No one wants to watch that or be around that. Me myself, if you're spatting with your spouse, if you're just arguing, screaming, shouting, I don't want to be around that either. I don't want no parts of it. It's none of my business. What you do with your mate, you keep that in behind closed doors. Yeah, it's none of my business. But Spirit wants you to avoid, being in this energy of picking up and receiving this trauma that isn't yours. This isn't your cross to carry. This is for your friends to find their way out of it. You offered help, and I'm picking up that you've offered several times. You can come live with me. I can show you where shelter is. I can help you get a place. Do you want to leave town? You've offered several options. Even furnishing the funding, the money for them to uproot their lives, and they've declined it. But no, do not stick around and allow them to treat you like you are a waste dump site. Where they can call you or run to you with their bruises and their sadness and their tears. They have to stay at the crossroads by themselves because they are not stuck. They are just refusing to get the help that is needed. Okay. but they can't force you to stay there. You have purpose, you have a life to live, and it's unfair for you to sacrifice yourself, collective. Because someone is unaware of how valuable they are and not willing to leave this connection. You don't want to make the evening news, Spirit is saying. So it may hurt you to separate from this person because this may be like a sister to you or a brother to you. Even if they're not blood related, I'm picking up you're very close with this person, but there's nothing you can do. It's out of your hands. But your spirit guides and source wants you to protect yourself. And so that's why they had me explain, because and they actually showed me a picture of someone running to a friend's house and being chased and attacked, and then the friend gets attacked on top of it. And who knows if it, led to someone being unalived as well. So you want to be careful. You don't want to sacrifice your life for that. It's just not right, not fair. Okay. Next card we have is the Two of Cups. It says mutual respect, love, and equality. So it will take time for this person to come out of this relationship and learn what true love is and what it means to have someone in their life that will give them that reciprocity and that mutual respect, and treat them fairly. But they have to go down that path on their own. This mission of being in this relationship, this is something they have to experience and go through on their own. You are not obligated to stand by and sacrifice yourself for them or with them. So Spirit is saying, make sure you're being fair to yourself with justice here. Make sure you're not having survivor's remorse. Do not allow this person. You need to cut off contact so that it'll be known. Oh boy, it's telling me to go deep. So that it'll be known. You know how people gossip, people chat, and we know that they want you to break ties and let it be known, not by you verbally telling people, so that even this abuser, this spouse that is putting hands on them, will even know that you are no longer in communication with them. Therefore, if something was to occur and this friend that you're not talking to who refuses to leave takes off and they're MIA, this person knows not to come to your address. That's for somebody. They want me to explain. They want me to go in detail because there is something that is on the horizon, and it's not something positive regarding this friend, but they want you out of the way expeditiously, swift and accurate. If you work at the same job, continue your job. Don't quit your job. But as far as answering their phone calls, allowing them to come to your home, that all that has to stop. Even just being around them outside of work, it has to stop. Because this person, it looks like they're going to stick around and allow this person for a long time to treat them like a punching bag. They're going to allow this. And your spirit team wants you out the way. So they got me breaking down examples like it's a math equation. They got me breaking it down, boy. Like, let them know. We want to let them know. We're trying to save them. Let them know. You are loved. They got me breaking it down. Yeah, the Ten of Swords and got the Ten of Wands. Okay, burnout, uphill battle, take it for granted. Yeah, it's an uphill battle because it's going to take a while. If this person ever leaves this relationship, it'll be a while, collective. It may be another 4 or 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. And you will be done moved on with your life. And I don't know, maybe you may hear something through the grapevine, so and so is still in that relationship. Really? They're still doing the same thing. These people could become seasoned senior citizens, and this person is still violent. This person is still handsy, with your friend. It will take a while, even if they choose to leave, because they just may decide to stay and live out the rest of their life in these conditions. And that's why it's being expressed for you to sincerely, wholeheartedly, expeditiously. That means swift and accurate. Cut ties. Do not hang out with this person. Don't be seen eating lunch with them. So if anything was to arrive, they know not to come your way because you don't have any dealings with them. That's a thing of the past, and that's what's best because it's unfair, and we hear stories every day on the television, in the media of people getting hurt, innocent people getting hurt from being at the wrong place at the wrong time, or um, simply having a friend or associate who's involved in something like this, and it's not fair for you to get caught up. The next card we have here is the Page of Coins. Okay, solid beginning, strong foundation. Okay. And so they want you to continue working on building your foundation and starting a new beginning with new friendships and new energy. Okay, because you will make new friends. And this may be tough for you because I'm picking up your best friends. It's like this is your BFF. This is like a sister, like a brother to you. Okay? But new people, new energy will be placed in your life to make memories with. It's all about you practicing self preservation with temperance here and maintaining your balance and stability. You cannot overwhelm or deplete yourself going around trying to care and be everyone's hero. You have to be your own hero first. This person will be in regret for not taking your offer, but it's a path that they have chosen. You could stick around and be their friend, but you'll never be able to convince them. They will only leave this relationship or this connection when they are ready to go and see something new, and go and plant those new seeds and create and build a life for themselves. It's not something that can be forced. Yeah, this is something that can't be forced. Let's collectively tonight. Starting this relationship and parting ways. Yeah. So be strong, collective. Be strong. Save yourself. Save yourself. You are a very kind person. You're a sweetheart out here. You are a sweetheart. And I'm actually picking up someone even offered, this could be you, may not be for everybody, offered money to this person to uproot their life, meaning if they wanted to leave and go to another city or town because they were afraid of this person, I'm hearing that there's someone watching who actually offered to provide and pay for that. If they need to go to another state, get a house, a car, money for a couple months, whatever, that was offered to them. Somewhere to live, that was offered to them. Finding housing, that was offered to them. Assistance with protection orders, that was offered to them. Several times, I'm picking up several times, and possibly not just from you, collective, but this person could also have other people in their lives who have offered to help. Like there's a lot of support. There's options. There are some people who are in DV situations who don't have options, where all they have is themselves. This person has a lot of options, a lot of people that care about them and their well being. Okay? There's a lot of people praying that this person will come out of this energy and decide to love themselves and to pour into themselves and put themselves first. But there are also people who have decided, like you, collective, to step back because there are people who just don't want to be in the way, catching a case or doing something that you can't turn back from. And you know what that is, collective. And so people don't want to be involved in that, especially if you have a life to live of your own, you feel you have things to live for, You have children, you have a family. Even if you don't have children, you have your own life that you want to live. And why sacrifice your life or anyone else's, or your freedom because you had to defend yourself because you chose to keep this friend around you didn't want to leave? Why get tied up in that? Meanwhile, you're working on harmony and progress. Like I said, you'll be moving forward. And you'll look up later on down the line, wish them well. You can pray for this person and wish them well, okay? But you're going to hear about it. You've been and moved on, created a family, started that business you want. You'll be successful and move forward. And you may hear about it through the grapevine, okay? You may hear about it through social media, or you might run into a friend that you have in common with this person. Do you know they never left? Do you know, collective? Do you know they still in that relationship? And you're going to be shocked. You're going to be shocked. But guess what? You're also going to be grateful and thankful that you chose to pull away. You're going to be grateful and thankful. You also may hear about different incidents and events that occurs or have occurred with this person from somebody else, not from them, from somebody else. You know, because I'm picking up that they're with somebody that likes to embarrass them. You may hear about them getting embarrassed in public. That kind of energy. And really, who wants to invite a couple who's involved in DV, and you're giving a party or something at your house or any kind of gathering, and they're with somebody, their spouse wants to humiliate them or embarrass them and creating the scene. You don't want that kind of energy in your household or around you, period. Who wants that around them? That kind of energy ruins the fun. That kind of energy is just not welcome, collective. It's just not welcome. And then you don't want people looking at you sideways like, who is this? Who did you invite? Who is this? Over there got somebody in a chokehold. Who is this? No, 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 no. You don't have people giving you the fish eye. That's not your relationship. That's not your circumstance. Whatever's going on with this couple, they feel karmically tied to each other. They feel binded to each other. So the next card we have is the Knight of Cups. Okay? Idealistic, hopeless romantic, chivalry. Knight of Cups. Okay? So this is the energy that they need to go in, letting this zero go and, date someone new, someone that can give them that reciprocity, that mutual respect. But it's going to take for them to pick and choose when they're tired, when they're fed up. They will walk away. And next we have the Ace of Coins here. This Ace of Coins represents prosperity. Prosperity for you, but first you may separate from this friendship because having that kind of energy around you, your life, your household, your career, it can affect your prosperity in all areas, in your health, in your wealth, in your relationships, in opportunity. And so you want to be mindful. You want to get away from this friendship here. Sever ties and let it be. You don't need any blockages, any negative energy in the way of your prosperity or your home. The energy of your home could be very peaceful, tranquil, lots of harmonious energy. You don't need a friend pulling up in the driveway. I got something to tell you. Guess what happened? Guess what they did? And crying and all this and looking disheveled because they didn't been treated like a punching bag. You just don't need that energy in your life. Or as I explained earlier, you're giving a dinner party or whatever, a celebration. You invite this person over. They bring their spouse with them. Then there's an altercation, and at the gathering, and people looking at you. Who is this? And or the person they bring, their spouse becomes confrontational because someone's looking at their man or looking at their woman. And you just don't need that energy around you. This being told to hold it up again. This energy here, isn't in agreement of prosperity and growth and development. This is someone who would actually grow a disdain, a disliking of you, collective, because if you're working on prosperity and having harmony in your life, you know, uh, This person doesn't want you influencing their spouse. And most likely, whenever there is a connection where DV is taking place, often the spouse does become intimidated and will isolate the victim from their friends and family, afraid you may teach them something or alert them or instruct them, afraid you may influence them in a positive way, when in actuality, they want them to stay in darkness, because the longer they're in darkness or low vibration or feeling insecure, they're able to have control. The narcissist is able to pull out their tricks and, um, manipulate this person and control them, and continue to have their way. And so often family and friends do become the enemy, you know, uh, of anyone whom you know is experiencing DV in any kind of relationship. That spouse will grow iniquity, a passionate hate for you, a passionate dislike. And Spirit is saying that's another reason why you need to remove yourself out of the equation. Get yourself out of harm's way. And you could be a male or female, and this person experiencing this DV could be a male or female. There are men who are mistreated as well. Okay? Sounds odd, but it happens. Okay? And so we have the Six of Wands here. It says recognition in being in the spotlight. So, collective, you could be working on building a career, being very successful, being in the spotlight. You're progressing in your career. You have a lot of positive energy. I'm picking up with you. I'm not saying that you're perfect or you're better than this person. No, you're just working towards progress. And it's happening for you. As I said, I picked up that your home is very peaceful and tranquil. Uh, you know, you have a lot of prosperity that is headed your way. Lots of harmony. You're loved, you're liked. You have friends and family and people who support you. And this dark energy, they're just not in agreement with this. And if you were to stick around, the Six of Wands here, this represents being celebrated in victory and success. Even the friend whom you offered help to, whom you offered money to and a place to stay, will turn on you. That's usually that takes place. That's one of the common factors of dealing with someone who's dealing with a DV situation. So they'll often turn on you. So you don't want to stick around and sacrifice yourself for someone who is not going to appreciate the beautiful, kind friend that you are and that you were. And so you're going to practice self preservation, honor the gift of separation, step into your leadership with the emperor here. I said emperor, with the emperor here, excuse me, and do what's right for you, you know, because this person will turn on you. And there's no need of you breaking your own heart and being sad and mad. And after all I try to help you, you gonna turn on me? So yeah, don't wear yourself thin. This is their mission to bring reconciliation to, not yours. Not yours. Not your cross to bear, not your burden to carry. So we have the Ace of Wands, breakthrough, inspiration, new direction. So, like I said, you separating yourself from this energy and not allowing this person to dump their baggage onto you, regarding an unhealthy connection that they are refusing to leave. They're staying there and allowing this to consistently happen. And so you're experiencing a breakthrough as you walk away. As I was saying, you will experience lots of favor and prosperity. This could be unexpected money. This could be a promotion on your job, which comes with the raise. Okay. That's the same as unexpected money. You could win some money. You could get a check in the mail that you forgot about. Okay. You could have some kind of investment that pays off for you very well. Okay. Very successful. hmm So these opportunities are going to begin to happen. And also, Spirit is saying that you're going to notice, collective, instant change in how you feel. And it's going to be something you can't describe, but it's going to be something that you're very grateful for. It's going to be uh, lightening the load. It's going to feel lighter. You're going to feel more peace in your life. Things are going to become I'm here smooth like butter. Smooth like butter. Things are going to be a little more easy, more peace, more tranquility, more harmony in your life, more energy as well. Because possibly when you were allowing this person to confide in you, when people call you with their problems, whether they're in a abusive relationship or not, it can be depleting. If a person is just calling you and, oh, let me tell you what happened, and it's negative, that can be very draining. And so you're gonna feel like increased vitality, more energy. You're gonna feel that. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna see the change, and they're saying you're gonna feel the change, and it's gonna be beautiful. And that's when you know the sun is shining on you, that this is your moment and you've made the right decision. So keep progressing forward. As I said, you can pray for this person, send them well wishes without even communicating, but stay out of the way. Okay? And go ahead and enjoy your life. There's a lot of great favor and opportunity, and your spirit team wants you, excuse me, out of harm's way, but also their energy, this friend's energy with their spouse, really does not resonate with what you are about to walk into and step into in your life. And it's pretty beautiful. It's beautiful. This is a high card in tarot here. It's lovely and it's bubbly. Okay. Later.